Zechariah 8. Again the word of the Lord of hosts came to me, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I was jealous for Zion with great jealousy, and I was jealous for her with great fury. Thus saith the Lord, I am returned unto Zion, and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem shall be called the city of truth, and the mountain of the Lord of hosts, the holy mountain. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, there shall yet old men and old women dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, and every man with his staff in his hand for very age, and the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, if it be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of this people in these days, should it also be marvelous in mine eyes, saith the Lord of hosts. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country. I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God in truth and in righteousness. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, let your hands be strong, ye that hear in these days these words by the mouth of the prophets, which were in the day that the foundation of the house of the Lord of hosts was laid, that the temple might be built. For before these days there was no hire for man, nor any hire for beast, neither was there any peace to him that went out or came in because of the affliction. For I set all men every one against his neighbor. But now I will not be unto the residue of this people as in the former days, saith the Lord of hosts. For the seed shall be prosperous, the vine shall give her fruit, and the ground shall give her increase, and the heavens shall give their dew. And I will cause the remnant of this people to possess all these things. And it shall come to pass that as ye were a curse among the heathen, O house of Judah and house of Israel, so will I save you, and ye shall be a blessing. Fear not, but let your hands be strong. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, as I thought to punish you when your fathers provoked me to wrath, saith the Lord of hosts, and I repented not, so again have I thought in these days to do well unto Jerusalem and to the house of Judah. Hear ye not. These are the things that ye shall do. Speak ye every man the truth to his neighbor. Execute the judgment of truth and peace in your gates. And let none of you imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor, and love no false oath. For all these are things that I hate, saith the Lord.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kapadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessing and salutation to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh by Shema Shai. All right, and what we're gonna get into today, Daniel, chapter 8. Okay, Daniel chapter 7, Daniel, the 7th chapter. All right, we just, now we're getting into the chapters where Daniel, is going into the visions, that he's having, and as you read in the 6th chapter, now, all right, you have the Persians, that's in rulership. So the Medo-Persian Empire that's in rulership. And what we have to understand, Daniel, the two nations he prophesied about, he lived through two of them. Okay, the Babylonian and the Medo-Persian. Okay, so when you go to Daniel, the 7th chapter, it pretty much sums up, these different, global powers, that will come into power, all right, and how it will end with, all right, the rulership of Yahweh Shai, okay, and the elect of Israel, the saints taking the kingdom, all right, because all these heathens, they will have their time to rule, okay, before, all right, the eternal righteous kingdom of Israel will be established in the earth. And Daniel, he goes into the different kingdoms and empires that would come into power, you know, before these things happen. See, the Bible is a book of, pretty much it's a Game of Thrones. It's the Most High Game of Thrones. Okay, and he sets up kingdoms and he put down kingdoms. Okay, that's how Yahweh Bashim Shai operates, man. And it's all for his pleasure and his will. But everything leads to an eternal righteous kingdom. Okay, that's going to be established through his son Yahweh Shai. Okay, so let's start off with Daniel 1. Read through it. I'm gonna try to be concise. Expound on a few things. But I want to be concise because this is, it's a lot of history. But I'm gonna try to just summarize, hit the points. Because I say this goes into it. Pretty much everything. From the Syrian Empire unto to now. So let's see, Daniel 7:1. All right, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 1. It says, in the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions, all right, of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matter. So he had this dream, during the time when the Babylonians were still in rulership. Okay, because the rest of Daniel, is pretty much going to be him, going into, some heavy visions. Okay, so verse 2, it says, Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night and beheld the four winds of the heaven scroll upon the great sea, and the four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse from another. All right. And these four beasts, represents heathen rulership. Okay. That's why the Lord, go back to Genesis. All right. What did he say about the serpent? He was more subtle than any beast of the field. Okay. And he was speaking of the other nations, and the field is speaking of the earth. So amongst, the heathen, the serpent was the most subtle. Okay. Which is the rulership that we're in today. We're just going to get into that. You see, that serpent has turned into, that fourth beast that we're going to get into. All right, so you get into the first one. It says the first was like a lion and had eagle's wing, and that lion represents, okay, the Assyrians, okay, and the wings go into the Babylonians, okay, because the Assyrian Empire, the Babylon, was a province of the Assyrian Empire. That's why you'll hear some historians refer to the Assyrian Babylonian Empire. Okay, and it says, I beheld to the wings thereof was plucked up. Okay, I beheld to the wings thereof was plucked. All right, and it was lifted up from the earth and made stand up slacky. When you go into these wings being plucked, okay, that's the Assyrian Empire, okay, being plucked off the Babylonian Empire, okay. So the wings, that was plucked going into the Assyrians, their authority being removed from off the backs of the Babylonians, because the Babylonians were subjugated unto the Assyrians. You even had, certain Assyrian kings that would try to put their son on the throne of Babylon. Okay, so when these wings, were plucked up, okay, what happened? and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given unto it. And this was the Babylonian Empire being established under Nebuchadnezzar, because it was through his father, Nabopolassar, that revolted, and had a alliance with the Medes, okay, to take down the Assyrians. Nineveh fell to the father, all right, and his Midianite king, okay, I think his name was Saraxes, okay. They fell to the father of Nebuchadnezzar, which is Nabopolassar. They fell, Nineveh fell, all right, to the Babylonians and the Medes, the alliance between those two. And then Nebuchadnezzar, all right, he married into the Midianite, royal family, okay. And you had, Babylon to be established, all right, as the world power under Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar really brought Babylon to the forefront because he went and he was a conquering king. He went and conquered Egypt. Okay, he went and conquered, the surrounding, nation that was around him. Okay, but he was the one that pretty much solidified Babylon as a formidable power in the earth. As that superpower in the earth. It was under his rulership, but it was his father Nabopolassar that really broke the yoke of the Assyrian rule. Okay, so that lion, like Babylon, it stood up. Okay, under Nebuchadnezzar. All right, so let's go here. So now you have Nebuchadnezzar in rulership, but then what happened? All right, you have the Babylonian Empire established by Nebuchadnezzar in rulership, but then what happened? You get to verse 5, and behold, another beast, all right, and behold, another beast, a second like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side. So this beast goes into the Medo-Persian Empire. Okay, now remember, the Medes, after they allied with the Babylonians and took down the Assyrians, okay, the Medes, they had their own sovereign kingdom, aside from the Babylonians. Okay, and a vassal of the Median Empire, all right, was the Persians. Okay, so Babylon went on to be the superpower of the alliance of the Babylonians and Medes. Okay, but eventually, all right, the Medo-Persian Empire will come and take down the Babylonians. Okay, now when you go into the Medo-Persian Empire, all right, the Persians were a vassal, all right, to the Medes. And what happened was the Median king, Astyages, okay, he married one of his daughters off to a Persian prince named Cambyses, which was the father of Cyrus. Okay, so let's go into Astyages, kind of go into his history, all right, the Medianite, in which this Astyages, okay, is the father of Darius the Mede. Okay, been researching it. All right, and it makes sense, when you go into, because with the Babylonians, the Medes, and you have this kingdom of Lydia, which was in their region. Okay, they was all intermarried. All right, so I want to just get some brief history on that. Let's go here. This is dealing with Astyages, all right, which was now when you read here, it says Astyages was the last king of the Median kingdom. Okay, Now, say he was the last king. All right, but we know when we read in the book of Daniel, the sixth chapter, okay, he spoke about Darius, all right, the king, all right, Darius the Mede being the king, okay, and what we have to understand is when Cyrus, all right, he pretty much inherited the throne of Astyages, okay. Now you got different accounts, you know. Some say, all right, that him and Astyages had, a good relationship. Okay. Some say Cyrus usurped the throne. Okay. So you got varying sources, but we know that it was Cyrus that inherited the throne of the Medians. Matter of fact, that account is in Baal and the Dragon. You see, we filter, all these outside sources through the Bible. You see, because we know the Bible is truth. Okay, they do tamper with certain, histories, and certain things have been destroyed. All right, but the Bible, is always there for sure guide. Okay, as we navigate through these things. So let's go here to the account of this is Baal and the Dragon. Okay, and this is Daniel. All right, during the time of Cyrus. Okay, now this is Baal and the Dragon, chapter 1. It says the king Astyages was gathered with his fathers, which means he died. And Cyrus of Persia received his kingdom. Okay, so Cyrus inherited the throne, all right, of the Medes. Okay, now you know the history about the Midianite people. They are a war. They was a warlike people. Even the Assyrians, which was a mighty military. They could never fully, just conquer the Medes. The Medes was always a thorn in the side of of the um the Assyrians. They had a rivalry going on. Okay, but going back to it, the Medes was a very warlike people. A lot of the Persian, all right, military, consisted of the Medes. Okay, but as you get, higher up in the ranks, it was more Persian. Okay, all the way up to Cyrus. Now you go to accounts when you go into Daniel, the sixth chapter, and it goes into Belshazzar. Belshazzar died, and Darius the Mede, okay, became the king, of Babylon. It will make sense, that Cyrus, had sent him, to conquer Babylon, because the history shows that Cyrus didn't come to 2 weeks later to Babylon after it fell. Okay, and it will make sense that he made, all right, Darius the Mede, all right, the king of the realm of Babylon, because they was already intermingled through marriages. So he was familiar with that nobility that was in place. Okay, because when empires fall, okay, a lot of times, it's just a change of management at the top. Okay, and you keep certain, families and structures in place. Okay, so it will make sense for Cyrus, to send Darius the Mede, to take down Babylon, and he was made king of their realm. But remember, Cyrus, the throne of Persia, all right, the Persian kings were known as what? King of kings. Okay, which means that they made other kings. You see, just as Yahweh Shai going to do, which is on a whole nother level. Okay, so when it says Astyages was the last Median king, he was the last sovereign Median king that didn't have to answer to another king. Okay, but Cyrus, being a Persian through his father Cambyses, okay, he inherited the throne of the Medes. Okay, and pretty much the Medes, became a lesser power. So that bear that lifted itself up on one side was the Persians. You know, they lifted themselves. It was the Medo-Persian Empire, but the side that was lifted higher was the Persians. Okay, the throne of the Persians was a higher throne than the Medes. Okay, the Medes, they still, all right, had their setup, all right, but the throne of Persia was higher. Okay, so it says Astyages was the last king of the Median kingdom, reigning from 585 to 550 BC, the son of Cyaxares. Yeah, so it was this guy, Cyaxares, and Nebuchadnezzar followed Nabopolassar, okay, that allied and took down the the uh the uh the Syrian Empire. You know, first they took down Ashur, the city of Ashur, okay, which was like a very religious um city, for Assyria, and then they took down Nineveh, which was the capital. Okay, it even it says let's keep going, and it says he say he was dethroned by the Persian king Cyrus the Great. Okay, so like I say, you got different sources on how Cyrus, inherited the throne of the Medes. Okay, it's a lot, combing through, it wasn't a for sure. Some say he had good relations, and some, say he usurped it. All right, but we know one thing, he got it. Okay, and it was all according to prophecy. Now I want to go down here. All right, because Astyages succeeded his father in 585 BC, following the Battle of Hades, which ended the 5-year war between the Lydians and the Medes. He inherited a large empire ruled in alliance with his two brothers-in-law, all right, Croesus of Lydia and Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon. Okay, so Astyages, you pretty much had these marriage alliance between Lydia, okay, which was a rich kingdom. Okay, when you go into it, that Lydia was an Iron Age kingdom situated in the west of Asia Minor in modern day Turkey. The ethnic group inhabiting the kingdom are known as the Lydians, and the language is Lydian, and the capital was Sardis. Okay, and it was known for extremely rich, kingdom because of the trade ports. Okay, and Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, whose wife, all right, Amethyst, okay, was Astyages' sisters. So you see the marriages that was made between Lydia, the Medes, and Babylon. Okay, so the Medes and the Babylons, all right, and the Babylonians, had marriages going back. Okay, so Darius the Mede, he was already in the mingle. The royal courts of the Medes was already in the mingle. Okay, with the courts of of um the Babylonians. Okay, so it will make sense to set him up as the king of their realm. All right, it says Astyages' sister was the queen for whom Nebuchadnezzar had said to have built a hanging garden. Married to Arrhenius, the sister of the Lydian king Croesus, to seal the treaty between the two empires, Astyages ascended to the Median throne upon his father's death later that year. Okay, so we know that his throne, okay, was inherited by Cyrus, which was a Persian, and Cyrus inherited the throne of Persia from his father Cambyses. Okay, so Cyrus pretty much, merged, okay, those two thrones to form the Medo-Persian Empire, okay, which also goes by the name of the Achaemenid Empire, all right, which was one of the forefathers, all right, one of the founding, kings of the Persians, okay, which line Cyrus comes from, okay, which when you go into, let's get Cyrus, let's read a little bit on Cyrus, and then, but you see, those marriages, you know, so let's go here to Cyrus, okay. It says Cyrus II of Persia, commonly known as Cyrus the Great, was the founder of the Achaemenid Persian Empire. All right, hailing from Persia, he brought the Achaemenid dynasty, okay, which you can go here. The Achaemenid dynasty was a royal house that ruled the Persian Empire, which eventually spread from Egypt and the Balkans in the west to the Central Asia and the Indus Valley in the east, okay. So that was the line of kings, all right, through Cyrus, all right, that would sit the throne of the kings of the Achaemenid Persian Empire, okay, or the Medo-Persian Empire, okay, because Cyrus absorbed, both thrones, from his father, and and from his mother's father, which was his grandfather on his mother's side. All right. Now let's go back to Daniel. I just want to go into the history, you know. All right, verse 5 it says, and behold, another beast, a second, like a bear, and it raised itself up on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it, and they said, thus arise, devour much flesh. And those 3 ribs, okay, go into those 3 empires, all right, conquered, by this bear, the Medo-Persian Empire, okay, because Cyrus was coming back from conquering Lydia, and Babylon fell under Darius, and all this happened around the same time, okay, and after Cyrus died, his son, all right, I think Cambyses II, okay, he took down Egypt. So those 3 ribs were Lydia, Babylon, and Egypt. Okay. So it says, and they said and they said thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh. Yeah, because there was a conquering empire, man. The Persians, they that was the most vast empire. They spread in every direction, man. Okay, it says, after this, I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. And this is the Greeks, okay, which took down the Medo-Persian Empire. And by the time, and this was under Alexander, okay, and you had by this time the king of the Medes, all right, the Medo-Persian Empire was Darius III, okay, not to be confused with Darius the First, or they call him Darius the Great as well, the father of Xerxes, okay, but this was Darius the Third. This was on down the line, okay, and he was a weak king, this nigga ran from the battlefield, left his mother and his wife, okay, this nigga ran twice, from Alexander on the battlefield, but it's all through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim al-Shah, because it was time for this leopard, to sit the throne, okay, which was the Greeks under Alexander, okay, and it says, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl, okay, the beast also had 4 heads, and the dominion was given to it, okay, and you go into those 4 wings and those 4 heads, going into those 4 generals of Alexander, okay, they will rule after his death, them and their children. Okay, you had Laomachus, Cassandra, the Seleucid, okay, and Ptolemy empires, okay, which they carved up, Alexander's, the Greek Empire amongst themselves. Okay, you had different wars. Okay, then you call it Diadosis. Oh, if I'm pronouncing it right. Okay, with his generals, will be, fighting for different regions. The Seleucids and the Ptolemies, they was the two that pretty much had the longest run, and they would always be rivals. You read in the Maccabees, there was the Ptolemies and the Seleucids, which Antiochus, okay, will come out of their line, those, because there was a few, all right, Antiochians, okay, or Antiochus, however you want to pronounce it. They came from the Seleucid line, and they, will be going back and forth with the Ptolemies over rule of Judea, So now that was the Greeks. Matter of fact, let's get there real quick in the uh, Apocrypha. All right, so let's get this in the Apocrypha. So lucky, just to prove it, and just lately, the Bible, fills in a lot of the pieces that other history don't have, But Esau, one thing about it, Esau hates to give credit to the Bible, man. You listen to these documentaries and you read certain articles, man. These devils are looking for anything to try to discredit the Bible, you know. But through prayer, and the Lord, He reveals things, man, and a lot of it be right here in the scriptures, This is the book of First Maccabees chapter 1. It says, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim, had smitten Darius, the king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. Okay? So, the scriptures, this is the leopard, the Greeks, all right, under Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, right, who come out of Shittim, had smitten Darius, the king of the Persians and Medes. Okay, and going back, this is Darius the third, which was the last king of the Medo-Persian Empire. Okay, and Alexander, okay, took, he absorbed the whole Persian Empire, the Medo-Persian Empire, man. Okay, it says it made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth and went through the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, in so much that the earth was quiet before him. All right, whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up, and he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him. And after these things he fell sick and perceived that he would die. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. Okay, so he parted his kingdom, and after he died, all right, those men start to fight, for each of them, each one of those generals, began to pretty much be covetous of the others, realms. Okay, and it will lead, to clashes. Okay, but I think, let me see, we can pull it up real quick. Just to show a picture of it. images. Let's see, give us some pictures quick. Trying to find a quick show it. Does it show how the empire was split? Here you go. All right. So real quick, to show how the empire was split. After Alexander died. Okay. So here you have. Let me see if I can blow it up. Let me know if y'all can see it. If y'all can see it pretty good. See if I can blow it up. Okay. But you look at it, and all right, you see the Seleucid, okay, empire. Right here in the brown. The Ptolemies, which they had Egypt. Niggas calling themselves Egypt. As if Esau. So like Jake called himself Egyptians, like Esau never had a part in Egypt. All right. So this was more in the Mesopotamian area, the Seleucid Empire, which he had, the majority of the empire. You had the Ptolemies. All right. Then you had Cassandra and Lysimachus, into which these two, houses, they didn't have as long as a run, as the Seleucids and the Ptolemies. Okay. But they was a part of their fourth, which is a part of prophecy, those four heads. Okay. It was on their leopard. All right. So let's go back to Daniel. This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 7 says, after this I saw in the night vision and beheld a fourth beast. Okay. And this fourth beast, is going into the pagan Roman Empire. Okay. You see this, and this is the beast, that will be constantly brought up. When you go to the book of Revelation, it's speaking of this beast, that dragon. Okay. Which has been revived today. And that's why it's constantly mentioned. All right. It's been revived today under America, NATO, okay, EU. It says, after this I saw the night vision and beheld a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces and stamped a residue with the feet of it. It was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. All right, which the pagan, all right, pagan Roman Empire had, those 10 main, vassals, that was subjugated to it. Okay. And today, the EU represents those 10 horns that are subjugated, that are pretty much vassal states to New Rome, which is America, man. Okay. But, it's going to go into it, but it says it was dreadful and terrible, strong exceedingly, because the Roman Empire represents the peak of Esau's dominance in the earth. He did his thing as the Greeks, okay, but Rome, okay, was the peak of this man's influence, the peak of this man's wealth, the peak, okay, of this man's military might, okay, and this is what we see revived today. All right, and it was diverse from all the other beasts because it had what, a senate house. It didn't have a monarchy, okay, where you know the the dynasties where the children would inherit the thrones. Okay, they had a Caesar. You see, they had different elections. Okay, they develop a different form of government than those monarchs of before. Okay, and you go into World War One. It was pretty much a war to get rid of the monarchs that was in the earth. Okay, those czars. Okay, or Russia. You know, Germany. Okay, had a monarch. You see, um, got the guy name. Okay, but World War One pretty much absorbed all the monarchs from the earth. Okay, and this is why you have these governments of today. You still have in England, but that's just really for show. All right, that monarchy really doesn't have any power. They have wealth. All right, what the bankers allow them to have. Okay, but the true kings of the earth are the elite bankers, man. Okay, but they put this, all right, Roman style government all throughout the earth in the form of democracy. Okay, that's why you have all these different prime ministers and presidents. Okay, what the hell is Moab doing with a president? You see, well, that's under the authority of this beast. Okay, they set up them diverse governments. Verse 8, it says, I considered the horns and beheld there came up among them another little horn, and this is America. Okay, America's a spinoff, all right, of ancient Rome. Okay, that has a rose, all right, to power. Before whom there were three of the first horns plucked up by the roots, and there was the British, the Spanish, and the French. Okay, which America, you know, became the dominant power. All right, out of these four powers, between America, France, Spain, all right, and Britain, America, all right, became the dominant power. America went to war. You had the American Revolution with the Brits. Okay, you had what they call the Quasi Wars with the French. All right, and you had the Spanish American War. Okay, America, all right, started off as just the colonies. Okay, on the East Coast. Okay, the French own a large portion, of the South and the Midwest and the North. All right, but what did you have? You had the thing called the Louisiana Purchase, when America purchased, you know, that huge swath of land. All right, because the French owned a lot of land in America at once. Spanish, they had a lot of the islands and the West Coast. Okay, because you still see a residue of Spanish culture out west. That's why they have those Spanish names: Santa Monica, Los Angeles. Okay, San Diego. You see, a lot of those cities. Okay, had a Spanish influence. All right, in New Orleans, what do you have? The French Quarters. Okay, Baton Rouge, Baton Rouge, which I believe it goes into Red Stick Rouge, going to Red, Baton going into Stick. Okay, which that's French. You see, but America, all right, as they begin to win those wars, you know, and these certain empires, started to dwindle. America, absorbed, okay, this whole America that we know today. You see, the America we know today wasn't always so. All right. Let's see. Let's get that Louise. Pull that map up of the Louisiana Purchase. Look, man. Well, light on. Yeah, light on. You doing a lot of talking, man. You should. I know you got to have a channel, and some videos, man. You know, we don't need no assistant teachers, man. You know, you know you got to have videos and channels all over the place, man. Just calm down, man. Chill. Doing way too much. All right, adding on the side, man. Let me see. So, let's get a map of the Louisiana Purchase. Let's see if I can blow this one up. Dang, it's a good map if we can blow it up. Let me see. All right, let me share this real quick. So this is how America once was. Okay. So you see here in the blue, okay, that was all considered, all right, the United States of America, mainly the East Coast, Southeast, okay, because even Florida, was Spanish, all right. You see here, the West Coast, would you have New Spain, California, New Mexico, Nevada, okay, Arizona, Texas, all right. And then here in the orange, you have the Louisiana Territory, okay. So the United States, which was a colony of British, okay, well, they rebelled against, the crown of Britain, and what you have the Revolutionary War. Okay, so that was one of the horns that fell. All right, and then they will go on to, defeat the French, and the Spanish. All right, and they will absorb, all right, this whole landmass as we see today. They purchased that land from Louisiana. Because you go into the history of Napoleon. He needed that money for war. I believe at that time he was fighting Russia. So he needed, some lucrative money. So he sold those colonies, okay, to America, man. $15 million, man. All right, and I think they broke it down to like it was some pennies on the acre, But he was desperate for money. Okay, so yeah, America didn't always look like what we see today. It looked far different. But going into prophecy, and see, this is why prophecy reigns supreme. And see, Daniel is seeing all this, man. You see, Daniel is seeing all this. Okay. Back in Daniel 7, 8, it says, I considered the horns and beheld there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of men, and a mouth speaking great things. Okay, this American government is what? All right, at the forefront of the rebellion in the earth. Okay, that's why mystery. Okay, Babylon known as what? The mother of harlots. You go on that word mother in the Greek, all right, which is matar. All right, matar, and it goes into the source or the motherland. Okay, and this is what America, that little horn, okay, that emerged amongst those other 3 horns. All right, it became the forefront of the rebellion against Yahweh Bashim Al Shai in the earth. So it goes through all those empires, even all the way up into today to America. But then what comes after that, man? Okay, if a brother could post that in 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verses 7, 8, and 9. Okay, because the Lord is showing you, because who held the heel of Esau? Jacob. Okay, so now when it starts to, it's like all these are just the opening acts. All these rulerships are opening acts to our rulership. Okay, now when you get to Daniel 7 and 9, you get the drum roll, man. You get the, the thunders and lightnings and ground shaking. Now it's coming to the kingdom of Israel. Okay, the everlasting kingdom of Israel. Okay, so Daniel seen everything summed up. Okay, the water, brother. So this is the hopeful elect 3 said, this 2nd Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the pardon asunder of times, and when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Okay, so Ezra is inquiring heavily about the rulership of Israel. So he's asking when is going to be, the separating of the age of the heathens and our age. Okay, and it will be during the time of Esau. Esau, all right, this little horn, and all 3 of those horns are Edomites. The 4th beast, that's an Edomite empire, and that 4th beast has been revived. Okay, and America is that last leg. Okay, that dragon, man, this beast. Okay, so we're in the time, all right, where the Lord is going to separate the times of the heathens and our time, which is everlasting. Okay, hold on, Salaki. Plug this fan real. All right, so when you go into it, verse 8, and it says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Okay, then you know that our kingdom, there's not going to be a break. There's not going to be a gap between our rulership and his rulership. It's going to be a transition. Okay, and we're in that transition, man. Okay, this world is finished. This kingdom is a joke. Okay, and it's finna go out through war. This is why the Lord is gathering these nations for war, because he's finna end this place, man. And one thing, like I said, you go into the history, when you go into all these kingdoms in Daniel the 7th chapter, these kingdoms would come and go back to back. Okay, let's say the Babylonians was already in motion before they overthrew the Assyrians. Okay, the Medo-Persian Empire was already in motion before it overthrew Babylon. Okay, the Greeks was already in motion. Okay, it was already moves being made for them to come in power. Like someone's on stage. Okay, and then you have the next act backstage getting ready. Okay, the Lord always has another kingdom stage ready to step in the place. Okay, and right now we're backstage getting ready, man. Okay, and when Yahweh Shah bring this war, you see, that's it. You see, when Yahweh Shah brings this war, this is when we see the first piece of Yahweh Shah's chariot coming to this realm. This his realm now. Okay, and we're gonna get into that more. All right, as we get on down into it, it says, um, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held the heel of Esau, and your heel, your foot represents the end of a man. Okay, he described that beast in Revelation 13. You know, speaking of the same beast. All right, this fourth beast, but then it says it had feet like a bear. Okay, because Russia's gonna play a major part in taking this place down. Russia, you see, Russia's all over the place making alliances, putting hardware everywhere. Russia is doing exactly what it needs to do, man. The spearhead, all right, the end, all right, of this Edomite empire. Okay, it said, for Esau is the end of the world or the age, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. So Daniel is seeing this. Okay, he's seeing Esau coming to power. He's seeing these different skirmishes between these Edomites. Okay, he's seeing the establishing of the EU. You know, but then he gets to the changing of ages, man, unto Israel. Verse 9, I beheld till the thrones were cast down. Okay, all the power of the heathens. Okay, and who are they going to be cast down by? Yahweh Shai. Okay, let's get a couple of precepts on that. All right, let's get this in Haggai. He's sending Yahweh Shai to cast down the rulerships, okay, of this world, this age, beginning with who? Esau, Edom. Okay, so you get this in Haggai, chapter 2. Haggai chapter 2, verse 22. It says, and I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms. You see that? I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen. Okay, all those beasts that we read about were heathens. Okay, and I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them, and the horses and their riders shall come down. Okay, and when Yahweh Shah comes back in those chariots, man, all right, he's turning these militaries into powder. Okay, he's turning them to straight powder, man. Okay, everyone by the sword of his brother, because they're going to be fighting each other before Yahweh Shah returns. Okay, they're going to be casting each other down, but Yahweh Shah is coming to clear, all right, to clear the board. Okay, so let's go here to Revelation. All right, Revelation 19. Matter of fact, I forgot about it. It started at 2. Okay, Revelation 19 and 2. It said, for true and righteous are his judgment, for he hath judged the great whore, which is America, which did corrupt the whole earth with her fornication. Okay, America is giving that great mouth, that great influence, speaking great things. What great blasphemy, man. Great rebellion. Okay? And Yahweh Shai, you best believe there's special fire for America, man. That's why America has the worst judgment out of all the nations, man. Okay? They have avenged the blood of the servants at her hand. Okay? Which, some of the elect, you know, I'm going to have to make that ultimate sacrifice, man. But Yahweh Shai is coming to avenge everything, man. All right, Revelation 19:11. I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And that white horse is a chariot, okay, that pure power, and also you go into ancient war, and you have a cavalry where the general, okay, the head of the military will be on the white horse. Everyone else will be on the colored horse, okay, and that white horse, also goes into rank, you know, but mainly is that chariot, that pure power, man. Okay, horse represents that power. Okay, it says, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war, okay, against all these heathens. Because all those heathens that, you read in Daniel the 7th chapter, they're here today, and they have some type of authority under this beast system, some more than other. Okay, verse 12, it says, his eyes were as a flame of fire, on his head were many crowns. Okay, symbolic of him what? Absorbing all the rulership of the earth to himself. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. Okay, which only Yahweh Shai has the authority, because you go into the name, it goes into authority. And only Yahweh Shai has the authority to come and take, all right, the rulership of the earth. Okay, and he himself also going into his body. Okay, because only the elect, all right, really reverence the authority of Yahweh Shai. All right, and you can see, the latest amongst Israel, that Jake don't have a reverence for Yahweh Shai. Even these guys with fringes on everything, man. Okay, so let's go back here to Daniel. Okay, Daniel 7. All right, Daniel 7:9. It says, I beheld till the throne was cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit. And who's the Ancient of Days? The Most High. All right, he's before time. Okay, you can't even begin to understand it. Whose garment was white as snow, and his hair on his head like the pure wool. Okay, which that's the same description of Yahweh Shai in Revelation 1 and 13. Okay, his throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as a burning fire. He was, his throne was a chariot. Okay, a fiery scream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were open. Okay, so there's a judgment, all right, amongst the heathen. Okay, and these angels, okay, are constantly around the throne of the Most High. Okay, and Yahweh Shai is at the right hand now, which it's gonna go into it. Okay, which Yahweh Shai is at the right hand, and they're surrounded by these angels that minister, okay, until what they want done in the earth. Okay, a lot of time we see these chariots, man, they're coming and leaving from missions, man. They're going to and leaving from missions, man. Okay, hey, they going back. Hey, we catch them going back to the throne or coming in. All right, hey, they're handling some business, man. Okay, and it says Yeah, uh, it says the judgment was set and the books were open. Now we can read about the judgment of the heathen in the scriptures, okay? But what's going to be that final judgment in the earth is going to be this war, okay? That's going to be the final judgment, okay? Because after the Lord Yahweh Shai takes down the heathen and sets up the rulership of Israel, okay? Hey, that's it. That's the permanent kingdom. That's going to be the permanent kingdom in the earth. Okay, and guess what? We'll be the judges then, Lord will, if we're in that number. That's what he's setting us up to do. Okay? The Lord is going to put everything under our feet for us to judge. All right? So that's why when you go here, as Joel 3 and 9 said, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And this is all we see happening, man. Militaries are mobilizing all throughout the earth. Military hardware being put in position all throughout the earth, man. Okay? That mighty man spirit is awoke, except for here in Babylon, which said that the men will be like women. Okay, in this place. But hey, well, the cross seas, and that mighty man spirit is woke up amongst those heathens, man. It said, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. Okay, so these nations have been investing heavily in their military, man. Okay, even North Korea has hypersonic missiles, man. Okay, so nations that wasn't a factor, and then North Korea just made that alliance with Russia, a war alliance. Okay, and Russia is being the guard, and Russia is constantly posturing all these different nations up, man. Okay, so now nations that was a joke, all right, now are becoming deadly, man, for the Lord's purpose. It said, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about, till the cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge the heathen round about. And you go to this word Jehoshaphat, okay, and he's going to send you Yahweh Shai, all right, to come judge in the earth, man. There will I sit to judge. Jehoshaphat is what I want to get. Yahweh Shaphat. All right. Yahweh Shaphat. All right. Which means Yahweh has judged. All right. Or Yahweh's judgment. Okay. And you go here. It's the symbolic name of a valley near Jerusalem, which is a place of ultimate judgment. Okay. Maybe the deep ravine would separate Jerusalem from the Mount of Olives through which the Kidron flowed. Okay. Let me see. I used to have another definition when it went into the final judgment. Okay, but it says the ultimate judgment. Um, let's see. It might say it here. Yep. Okay. This is just for Shaphat, where the Lord said He would judge the nations. It said a theo. All right. Phonic event for final judgment. I know theo goes into God. You know, pretty much the Most High's last judgment, His final judgment. You know, the word theophonic. Let me see. Look it up. All right. Well, this is the books are open. And on how the books open, as it said in Ezra, the books were open before the firmament. You see, and we're constantly going, into this man's judgment, man. Shaking the hand of the devil, going into his judgment. All right. And it says a visible, that word theophany, all right, is a visible manifestation to humankind of the Most High. Okay? And that's going to be through his son, Yahweh Shai. What Yahweh Shai say? When you seen me, you seen the Father. Okay? When Yahweh Shai comes, it's just going to be as if the Most High is judging this place by himself. Okay? Because who was judgment committed to? Let's go to St. John 5 and 22. It says, "For the Father judgeth no man, but have committed all judgment unto the Son." Okay? So Yahweh Shai's appearance, he's going to make his grand appearance as a judge. Okay, a righteous judge. That's why you go in Jeremiah 23. And this was already prophesied. All right, the judgment will be given to Yahweh Shai. Jeremiah 23 and 5, "Behold, the days come, said the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth." Okay? So Yahweh Shai is coming to reign eternally, okay, and prosper. All right, he's going to execute judgment and justice in the earth, man. Okay? So the books are open. All right, Yahweh Shai is just coming to execute. He said he's coming to execute judgment. We're speaking of judgment. Yahweh Shai is coming to execute. It said Yahweh Shai is going to rebuke with flame of fire. That's how he's going to. That's going to be his response video when he returns. Is going to be with fire, man. Verse 6: "In his days, Judah shall be saved, southern kingdom, and Israel, the northern kingdom, shall dwell safely. And this is his name whereby he shall be called, the Lord our righteousness," man. You know? So let's go back to Daniel. All right, 7 and 11. It said, "I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake." Okay. "I beheld even till the beast was slain and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame." Okay, well, America is going to be completely destroyed with fire. All right, well, those chariots are going to be doing precision strikes all throughout the earth, man. And this whole beast system infrastructure, hey, it's going to be war torn, man. Russia and NATO, they're going to go with it, man. Okay, those EU nations, it's going to be war torn, man. America's going to be a desert, and the infrastructure of this beast system, man. Okay, it's going to be pummeled. Okay, it's not going to be completely destroyed like America, man. Okay, but America itself is going to be completely, all right, engulfed in fire and turned into a desert, man. Okay, but hey, there's not going to be, ain't going to be no more Paris and all this one to be gone, man. Okay, hey, we finna renovate the earth, man. Eiffel Tower gonna be, nah, man, all this, hey, this, we finna get that out of there, man. Okay, as concerning the rest of the beasts, all right, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season in time. Okay, this goes into these heathens, which these heathens, all right, are vassals under this beast system. Okay, and they're not gonna have any more authority in the earth. Okay, and they're going to be prolonged. They're going, they're going to exist to be servants. Okay, that dominion that they enjoy on the Esau is sovereignty and serving their gods, and no, man, they're not gonna have that, man. Okay, now they're gonna be complete submission to our way, and Esau is gonna be done away with. He's not gonna be prolonged. Okay, he's gonna be done away with after 1,000 years, man. But these other nations, okay, they're gonna continue on as servants, okay, and subjects in our kingdom, man. But that dominion that they enjoy under Esau, okay, Ham can still, wild out with his madness, head up cow ass, Moab eating live rats. Like this look freedom and authority and wickedness that they enjoy. They know their own little currencies and they got this, little sway. Nah, man, that's gonna be done away with after this war. Okay, so let's keep going on. Verse 13 it says, I saw in the night vision and beheld one like the Son of Man come with the cloud of heavens and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. So this is Yahushua being presented, okay, to the Heavenly Father, the angels bringing him to the throne of his Father, okay? And this is, you go to Acts, all right? And start at 6. Acts 1 and 6 says, when they therefore will come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel? So they asked about the kingdom, okay, but it wasn't time. And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or seasons which the Father hath put in his power. Okay? So he couldn't tell them the exact time, but he did give us prophecy to pay attention to. He gave us the understanding, Yahushua gave us the understanding of prophecy to know when he was close. All right, and he's close. Okay? But you shall receive power after that the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you shall be a witness unto me both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and unto the uttermost parts of the earth. And that's here in America, man, here in the West. Okay? So the apostles had to die off, and we had to fall away, and we would revive in the uttermost parts of the earth. Okay? Then it would be time, okay, for the transition of kingdoms. It says, and when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight, the chariots. Okay, and what did those chariots take him to? To the throne. Okay, this is like a behind the scenes, okay, when you read in Daniel, of what was going on after Yahushua had been crucified and resurrected. And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushua, which is taken from you into heaven, shall come in like manner as you have seen him go into heaven. And he's coming back on that white horse, all right, to wage war and righteousness, man. He went, all right, to the throne, and we're going to see what he received. Okay, he went to the throne. We're going to see what he's going to receive. All right, what is yet to play out. You see, and we're going to get into it. I want to get this too, because in this parable of Luke, the 19th chapter, this is Luke 19 and 12. All right. Luke 19 and 11 says, and they heard these things, he added and spake a parable, because he was nigh to Jerusalem, and because they thought that the kingdom of Most High should immediately appear. You see, they thought everything was going to be fulfilled then, the first coming. Okay, so he gives them a a parable. He said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country, and that's Yahushua, the nobleman, and that far country, the spiritual realm, okay, with his father, to receive for himself a kingdom and to return. Okay, so Yahushua went back to the spiritual realm to receive the kingdom. He had to get the authority. The Most High had to write off on it. That's why he said it is finished on the cross. You know, he died, you know, for sin, okay, of the elect, okay, and you know, he fulfilled what was needed to receive the kingdom. All right, Daniel 7:14, and there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. So Yahushua, okay, was that nobleman that went to receive a kingdom. Okay, everything belongs to Yahushua. The Father gave him everything, and this is what he's coming, all right, to divide amongst the brethren. You see? So this is why you read, as we always get into Revelation 2 and 25. All right. It says, but that which you have already hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And see, we have to have faith in these prophecies, man. That's what we got to hold fast to, man. This prophecy speaks of victory. Okay, this is our victory that we're going into over the kingdoms of the earth, and we have to hold fast, all right, to faith in that victory, man, through all circumstances. But said, he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. Okay, and why does he have the authority? All right, remember, Yahushua is a King of kings and Lord of lords. So he's going to come and make his brethren kings in the earth. Okay, and what did he get that authority to do that from? And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. We just read when he was brought before the throne, what did he receive? Dominion, nations, peoples, servitude, okay, resources. All right, and he's going to establish us in the earth, okay, in those high offices, man. This is Revelation 5, okay, and 9. It says, and they sung a new song, saying, thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seal thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to the Most High by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. All right, and these are Israelites being delivered globally. Okay, and you got camps everywhere, the elect everywhere, man. Okay, so the Lord is gathering he's going to gather all his joint heirs, okay, all the women and children allotted for salvation, okay, and what he's going to do with his men, and has made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. Wasn't these other kingdoms on the earth, okay, that we read about in Daniel? Okay, this one is going to be on the earth. You see? So let's go back into Daniel 7. All right, verse 15. All right, which he's going to start to break these things down. Daniel 7:15. I, Daniel, was grieved in the spirit in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. I came near unto one of them that stood by and asked him the truth of all of this. So he told me and made me know the interpretation of the things. These great beasts which are four kings which shall rise out of the earth, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, all right, which is going to be through war, which we've been, okay? So these beasts represent four empires, man, okay, of the heathens, all right, that will rise out the earth, okay? But the saints, the Israelites of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even ever and ever, everlasting. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast. So Daniel was inquiring about the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron and his nails of brass, which devoured and break in pieces and stamped and residue with his feet, because the fourth beast was a it was a different animal, man. Okay. You see, so now he's inquiring about the fourth beast because through this beast, okay, will come, all right, the prophecy of Yahushua and the kingdom of Israel. So he's inquiring about this last beast, man. Okay, and the 10 horns that were in his head, and the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn had eyes in the mouth that it spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. Speaking of America, man. Okay, America is the home of pride. All right, you see how America treats these other nations. They just make decisions. America make decisions, don't care how it affect those EU nations, man. Just blew up Nord Stream 2, causing Germany economy just go crazy. Put sanctions on Iran, which caused EU, put sanctions on Russia, which has a heavy impact on EU, man. America don't give a damn. Okay, what you call unilateral, which means they make decisions that pretty much just benefit them. They make these solo decisions and it only benefits them. I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. Okay, going back to the transatlantic slave trade when the devil came into power. We're prisoners of war. You see, until this day. Okay, it says until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. So we will be in this man's possessions until the Lord will intervene. Okay, what does it say in Isaiah 19? Now this is Egypt all over again. Isaiah 19, because what the Lord will raise up in Babylon, what? Okay, Isaiah 19:19, in that day shall there be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord. And it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt, for they shall cry unto the Lord because of their oppressors, and he shall send them a savior and a great one, and he shall deliver them. Okay, so we will be taken down, shipped off into captivity under this devil. Okay, but the Lord will raise us up, all right, with the Ruach Kodesh, that Holy Spirit, and we will begin to prophesy, repent, cry out, and the Lord eventually will intervene. Okay, let's go here. All right, and this is the same thing that happened in what? Ancient Egypt. This is Exodus 6:5. And I have also heard the groanings of the children of Israel, whom the covenants keep in bondage, and have remembered my covenant. Wherefore say unto the children of Israel, I am the Lord, and I will bring you out from under their burdens of the Egyptians, and will rid you out of their bondage, and I will redeem you with a stretched out arm and with great judgments. Okay, and who's coming to execute that judgment? Yahweh Shai. He's coming to deliver and conquer, man. So as the groanings of the elect are continually going up, okay, it's provoking the Lord, okay, to come deliver and destroy. All right, you go here. It's the same thing throughout the Bible. Just get one more. There's plenty more. Okay, this is Jeremiah 15:33. Thus said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, okay, northern and southern kingdom. And all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Okay, now this is speaking about Babylon, but lets you know that, hey, Esau, Edom, okay, which runs, okay, Babylon, the kings of Babylon, okay, he's been hardened like ancient Pharaoh, and he's been hardened for the Lord to show his power. Verse 34, their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause. Through what? Through war, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon, man. Turn this place and everything and everybody in it to a desert, man. That's how he's going to plead for his people, man. Okay? So you go back here to Daniel 7, and there's plenty more precepts on that. It's just, all right. Verse 23 said, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms and shall devour the whole earth. Okay, and that doesn't America, okay, where they have their military bases everywhere. Okay, even with the rest of the beast system, the EU, between America and these particular EU nations, man, they have colonized the earth unto themselves. Okay, it says and shall tread it down and break in pieces. Okay, it's oppressive rulership. They just break people down, man. Suicide is up. Okay, health is terrible. Food is getting worse, man. This kingdom just break people into pieces, man. Mentally, physically, spiritually, militarily, economically. Okay, it says in the 10 horns, all right, out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first. Speaking of America, and he shall subdue, okay, 3 kings. All right, the British, the French, okay, and the Spanish. Okay, and it says, which they was of those 10 horns of that vessel, because the British, French, and the Spanish, was the dominant of those 10 horn nations, because you don't hear about Italy and Greece and Luxembourg. Okay, Germany had a run, all right, but it was mainly, those 3 that emerged from those 10 horns, man, those vassals. Okay, because you go to the European colonization, is mainly under those 3 horns and America. Okay, that little horn, all right, America, the French, all right, the Brits and the Spanish. All right, you look at the European colonization, it was mainly under them. You had Portugal. Okay, they played a part in the beginning of the transatlantic slave trade, but they wasn't as dominant as those other 3. Okay, and verse 26 it says, but the judgment, no, verse 25, it's like I skipped. It says that he shall speak great words against the Most High, this rebellion, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, because America is where the tribes catch it the worst. You see, like this is where we catch it the worst, man. That captivity, Willie Lynch, okay, going to Jim Crow, then you have the crack, and the inner cities, and the games. Like this is where this man has just been ongoingly just wearing down Israelites. Okay, in this captivity, in this place, with this the belly of the beast, man. You know, brothers that have traveled say, man, like, you know, you know, some brothers cried when they came back to America, man. You know, men that have traveled to other states, man, I mean other countries. You see, that's why Jake is big on the passport thing now. But you know, we have, you know, a duty. You know, like this our lot in the belly of the beast, man. You know, and there's a great reward for this, man. So, hey, this our lot in the trenches of this thing, man. And it says that they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and in dividing the times. It's that same 350 years. Okay, a time, okay, is 100 times 200, and dividing time, okay, going to 50. Okay, that was 350 years, start from 1619, okay, until 1969. Okay, 70, high priest, okay, Elder Albert Bivens, you know, the spirit was on him to go into Yahushua, you know, and we've been speaking Yahushua up ever since, you know, starting with the men that came under Elder Albert Bivens, High Priest Yahweh, King Masha, you know, High Priest Ariah, okay, trickling down to our apostles of today, you know, El Apostle Har, El Apostle Gabar, El Apostle Rakah, El Apostle Ariam Lab, okay, to, you know, the camps that you see today. That's what that, you know, when that time, you know, 350 years came to an end, the Lord began to wake up his men in waves, okay, especially in 2007, you know, when his word hit the tube, you know, and brothers just kept waking up in waves, man. All right. It says, but the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume, to destroy it unto the end. Okay? The dominion of the devil, man. America being like the capital city. One thing about it, hey, you know, because your capital is where you run everything out of, man. Okay, now these devils are trying to set up shop in the east under this NWO, but hey, they're not going to get to fulfill that, man. Okay, so we're in the end of this man's dominion. You see, it says, in the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom. Salakia, and all dominion shall serve and obey him. Okay, and all dominions shall serve and obey him, and it's gonna be eternally, man. Okay, and this is what we got to look forward to, man. This because this society is a joke, man. When you look at society, it's a goddamn joke, man. You can't take this place serious, man. You know, but we got everything to look forward to under Yahweh Shai. And this is what all prophecy is building up to, man. Okay? You let you niggas keep being goofy and, you know, nah, man. We got bigger plans. All right, verse 28. Here the two is the end of the matters for Daniel. My cogitation must trouble me, and my countenance change in me, but I kept the matter in my heart, which was in his mind. Okay, so yeah, that's the Daniel chapter 7. Okay, oh, I'll be forgetting to turn that. Oh yeah, bro. And look, you just hold on, turn the light on. It'd be daytime when I start, but you know, yeah, bro, this all good. You know, I really pay no mind like that, bro. You just call me out, bro. It's all good. You know, Just call me up. Yeah, I wasn't tripping, bro. Well, yeah, that's the point, man. Lord will we'll get into Daniel the 8th chapter. Like I said, Daniel had some serious visions. He had a major portion of the spirit. And these things paint a picture for us today to let us know where we at as far as prophecy, man. So Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified till next time I say shalom. Kwam Yashala, Abba, Shalom.